All right, my country people, another interesting story reaching me is that Nnamdi KANU don't throw away all his lawyers. Say, Make them go race for house. He go defend himself. He don't sack all of them, saying, this one, I must come out by fire by force. He saying, go defend himself. Let's see the video, how it goes.
We begin with judicial matters where the lead counsel to Nnamdi KANU, Kanu Agabi, alongside other senior advocates in his legal team, have withdrawn their legal representation, as the IPOB leader says he would now be representing himself as his own lawyer. We have details in this report.
At Thursday's proceedings, Kanu Agabi SEN, who had led Kanu's legal team, announced his withdrawal from the case along with other senior advocates in the team. Mr. Agabi explained that their withdrawal was because the defendant has taken them off the case and they respect the decision. He named other senior advocates withdrawing from the case to include Onyechi Ikpeazu SEN, Joseph Akobo SEN, Paul Erokoro SEN, Emeka Etiaba SEN, and one other. Following Mr. Agabi's announcement, Justice James Omotosho turned to Mr. Kanu, who was in the dark, for his response. He confirmed sacking all his lawyers and told the court that he was willing and ready to conduct his own defense. Justice Omotosho then ordered other members of the defendant's legal team present in court, except the SEN, to vacate the courtroom immediately. The judge thereafter asked the defendant to open his case. Mr. Kanu began by challenging the jurisdiction of the court to continue his trial, but he was overruled by the judge, who insisted he must proceed with his defense. At this point, Mr. Ikpeazu drew the court's attention to the fact that the withdrawal took effect that morning and urged the court to allow Mr. Kanu a few moments to gather his thoughts and prepare. The prosecution did not object, prompting Justice Omotosho to adjourn the case till Friday, October 24, for Kanu to open his defense.
A number of us defending Nnamdi has decided to conduct his defense by himself. He has a right to do so. We respect that decision, and we wish him well going forward. That's all.
Mr. Kanu had earlier submitted a list of witnesses he intends to call in his defense, including the Minister of the FCT, former Minister of Justice Abubakar Malami, and Governor of Imo State, among others.
Now, for more on this development, lawyer Libros Oshoma joins me via Zoom from Ghana. Good to have you join us, Libros.
Thank you. My pleasure.
So we've seen a lot of twists and turns in this particular case, but this one, many would say it was quite shocking. What kind of impact will this have on this case?
To tell you the truth, to be frank with you, if I tell you I was expecting anything different, then I'll certainly, be deceiving myself. I've followed this case for quite some time now, and the moment those junior lawyers went to protest, especially, that Free Nnamdi Kanu's protest, considering the fact that a date had been assigned, which is today, for them to open their defense. I knew that certainly the senior lawyers in the matter will condemn that action. And then that will also result to, altercation, and then probably maybe him sacking his lawyers, because we've seen Nnamdi KANU. We saw some senior advocate came into this matter before, people like Ozekome, who are no longer in the matter also, who for one reason or the other also left on ceremonial stay like this. And we've also seen him tell a lawyer in court that you shut up, you don't talk when I'm talking. So it is against that background that I feel that certainly the moment that Monday event happened, that I knew that all of this would play out. And so I'm not surprised that Nnamdi KANU has sacked his lawyer. And then he opted to defend himself. Also, I think this is not the first time he's attempted to do that. But I know he has a right, legally speaking, to defend himself. But there are a lot of legal challenges and bottlenecks that he would be confronted with, just like the one that played out today, where he was trying to take the hand of the clock back, going back to challenge jurisdiction when the matter of issues of jurisdiction has been decided long ago, and it was for him to open his defense.
And one other issue that's gotten Nigerians reacting is the list of witnesses. He has listed former governors, sitting governors who have constitutional immunity. There's also the former Attorney General of the Federation. We have the former Director General of NIA, and the DSS. And one is wondering again the implication that this will have on his case. I mean, does this serve him well?
First and foremost, the court is allowed to subpoena, or compel any witness to attend court in a matter. In some cases, to either tender document or to give evidence in support of the defense case. But in this case, I'm not aware that the subpoena is for them to tender any documents, because it's the subpoena, from what I've gathered, is not in respect of tendering of documents. Then we also have governors who are sitting governors who also enjoyed immunity. The question will not be, can the court compel them to come attend the court and give evidence in a matter? I doubt how that will play out. And then those for the former attorney generals and then maybe national security, So considering the fact that also somebody can elect, a witness can elect not to say anything in court, even when compelled. One would have expected that it is for them to tender documents. But like I said, there are no documents yet to be tendered. So I wonder the kind of evidence that they are coming to give. And in this case also, permit me to say this, I doubt if really Kanu is ready to open a defense in the matter. So the judge, if care is not taken, the judge might just go ahead, to foreclose his defense and go ahead to deliver judgment for.
Mr. Shoma, the idea that people have, I know you're talking about the judge might just go ahead to foreclose his defense, but some people think that this may force the federal government to drop the case if his defense drags on. I hear you laughing, but do you share that thought?
No, look, let me tell you the way it works. If the prosecution drags on, you've heard of this word, lack of diligent prosecution, A matter can be struck out for lack of diligent prosecution. But in this case, what we have is not a case of lack of diligent prosecution. All we have is not a case of lack of diligent prosecution. So the prosecution has closed their case. It is for you to open your defense. And the defense cannot be open-ended. Defense cannot be open-ended. Certainly, there's a time for you to, like I said, the defense cannot be open-ended. There's a time for you to open your defense. And thereafter, the argument to be taken, written addresses in most cases. So I wonder how he's going to file all of these written addresses and how he's going to, address the court on points of law. And so sometimes he certainly will need a lawyer again. And I